So in some of my previous videos for Logic Pro and separate outputs, we went over synthesizer V, Moto drums, Contact 8 battery, and a lot of other ones. I have a whole playlist you can check out here if you want to check out for how to set up multiple outputs for all these different instruments. Check that out. There'll be a link in the video description below. And today we'll be taking a look at Loopcloud Drum, setting up multiple outputs in Logic Pro. So we want to come down to Loopcloud Drum. And we want to select our multiple outputs. Right now, there's the only option for 16 outputs, 16 stereo that is, or just the regular stereo. But we're going to select the multiple output, and Loopcloud is going to open, and we have our drum player here as well. But we're going to hide that for the time being. We're going to go into Logic. I'm going to open the mixer, just hit X, and then we're going to come down to the Loopcloud instrument, and we're just going to click plus sign here on all of these. And then we're going to highlight the instrument track and all the auxiliary. And then I'm going to come over here, anywhere really in the mixer area that's highlighted. We can click, right click, create track. Close the mixer. That's going to put everything in our arrange window. We want to select the instrument. There's our Loopcloud player here. And then we want to select all the auxiliary tracks that go along with it. And I'm going to hit Command Shift D, and we're going to create a summing stack for this. Create, there we go. And then we have the summing bus for all the drums, and then we have the instrument on instrument 1 here, and then all the auxiliary tracks. So now if I play on the pad or the drums, we still have everything coming out the main channel. So we're going to open up Loopcloud once more. We're going to go to our mixer page. Now, some programs make this very quick and easy. This is somewhere in between because we have to go through every channel and select our output. Now, for the kick, I'm just going to leave on the master because that's our options. That's going to be our 1. Then we'll go to 2, and we'll stick to 3 here, 4, and then so on and so forth through this to every channel. And now we have all the outputs set up on our mixer here. So we go back to our mixer in Logic. You can see when I play the pads. Everything comes out of its own channel, and we have up to 16 for the 16 different pads inside Loopcloud Drum. Now, we have the main instrument 1 here. This is the main output, so that's going to be our kick, because that's the way I set it up. And then we have our bus here for everything. Then the snare, and so on and so forth. Now the good thing about Loopcloud Drum here is when I change drum kits, our mixer is going to stay the same. Some plugins, they change the whole outputs, and you got to redo it every time, which is annoying. But in this case, if I change the kit here, my outputs will all stay the same for different kits. We can put on our reverbs and EQs and whatever you want to do to our stuff here. Now, one thing to note is our effects in the mixer here. We have no outputs for our effects sends. So whatever delay and reverb and stuff we have on here, that's going to come through that kick drum channel as you just heard there. That is one thing that's, you know, if you don't want to, you have to turn these reverbs off, turn the sends off and delays, and you can still keep the crush and drive and things on if you wish to. But those sends don't translate over to separate mixers. You could create buses, you know, obviously in Logic and such. Now, another thing you might want to do is back over here. Once you set up your, you know, you could of course go in here and set up all this and make it look, you know, whatever, put drums in there and stuff like that if you want to. But you could come down here to save. And then we have this patch. We can save this whole patch. So we can just load it up from our user channel patches. Anytime you want a multiple output Loopcloud Drum, you just have it already saved. Then you can just come in here and, you know, change the kit or whatever you want to do. So there you go. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave them in the comments below. Check out my other videos floating around the screen here. If you're watching on YouTube, other platforms, check out the links in the video description below. That is all for now. I will talk to you soon.